Want candy? Want candy now?
What's going on, everybody? Nazdarachi back again with another episode of Relic Review. This time we have the Final Fantasy X Dreaming's End event that's just launched in Global a couple hours ago. It launches with a new Chain Soulbreak and Ultra Soulbreak on Banner 1, both of which are reasonably good, if not very good, just depending on the situation. And we have the 8120 Conquest Raid Dungeon as well. Bring magic mitigation magic breaks, Asuna for poison, and buff removal like Banishing Strike or Dispel, and you should make quick work of it. Shouldn't be too challenging at all. As well, it's resistant to the 3 main elements, so just avoid those and you should not have any problems. What I got on screen right now, also, a new little update, is a couple more Memory Crystal Load 3s have been released, so we're checking out the list really quick. For me, instantly off the list, Shadow stands out, Vincent, Fujin. Those are the main heavy hitters that I'd be looking at. Probably Kefka as well, I guess, because I have his BSB. But some of these might interest you here. I know I instantly went and redeemed Shadows because he's a great DPS monster and he will be further relevant in the future. So after checking out that list, we will move on here to the Relic banner itself and do our usual Relic review. Now, the banner just came out a few hours ago and I'm doing my video right out the gate, so I do not have the accurate percent information for this draw like I normally do. And I say accurate loosely because it's just data mined off of a limited amount of people's draws, but it just gives people an idea what to expect. So we're going with the normal here. You're looking at about 0.5% chance to 1.2% chance for OSBs, USBs, and CSBs. Then you're at about 0.8 to 1.5% chance for BSBs, and then about 1.5 to 2.5% chance for SSBs, and sometimes upwards of 3% for unique SBs, but there aren't any of those on this banner. So, getting right to it, the first item here is the double-edged sword for Titus. It is the second CSB, or Chain Soulbreak, that we're seeing in Global here. 171 attack, so great stats on it. Synergy bonus, small boost to water damage. Unfortunately, only get that in Final Fantasy X realms. I really wish it was a constant effect because water doesn't come around very often and is very underused in the current meta in the game. So I feel like it should be a little stronger, but oh well, at least it's got 171 attack. Your Chain Soulbreak is a fleeting dream. Activate a water chain to raise the water damage of all allies a small amount, and deal 11 physical water attacks to one target. So obviously not going to be too useful in a situation where enemies are resistant to water, but again, that does not happen very often. So not many characters have water attacks. It stacks pretty well with items on this banner and stuff like Riku's Machinations, BSB. But you might have to go out of your way to craft some abilities to really get full use out of this if you don't already have some water abilities on deck. Again, I think it's pretty cool. I don't really have anything but a unique SB for Titus, so I wouldn't mind getting that at all. Unfortunately, I don't have Riku's BSB either, and it's not featured on this banner. Next up here, we have a USB for Yuna, the Conductor. 130 magic, 166 mind, and 77 attack. No bonus effects. Your Ultra Soulbreak Song for Spira. Restore a large amount of HP to all allies. Raise any KO'd allies. And restore a moderate amount of HP to the ones that were restored. And grant all allies Last Stand and Haste. So as it stands, this is a very good Ultra Soulbreak. It doesn't get as much use as it could because in the current version of the game, you can just force close the app and restart the battle, but if they ever remove that feature from the game, this item now becomes a godly item. Right now, again, it is really good. I do tend to force close and restart a lot, but this will give you the ability to maybe push through that, and if you have a chance of winning towards the end of a battle, this will come in very handy and prevent you maybe from having to restart the app to try again from the beginning. So I really like this. You don't really need the instant effect on it because if anyone's dead anyway, it'll bring them back to life, and then it buffs them with haste and last stand after that. So again, I think this is a really good Ultra Soul Break, among some of the top tier ones in my opinion, and it probably will be the best Ultra Soul Break in the game if they ever remove the Force Close Restart feature. I would love to pull that because I already have Tenets of the Faith and Yuna's fairly well leveled. Next up here we got the Warblade. It's a katana for Auron. No bonus effects whatsoever. 137 attack and very heavy fire base skill set here. Tornado, 6 physical fire non-elemental attacks to all targets. Infuse the user with the power of fire and haste burst mode to the user. So, not the best on entry effects, but it will beef up his burst commands here, which is what this burst soul break really shines with, is these samurai burst commands here. So the first command, Incandescence, 4 physical fire and non-elemental attacks to 1 target. Unfortunately, that's the only effect. There is no delay removal, but still pretty useful when you combine it with the Crimson Lotus here, which is a bargain ability. So you lose your defense for a boost to attack, and it's 2 attacks to 1 target. So lead with burst command 2, and then spam burst command 1. If you have other characters on your team that are throwing out delay removal or something along that nature, you can be doing some pretty good physical fire DPS. Again, obviously, you're not going to want to bring this in a situation where fire is not going to help you. Unfortunately, Auron's Relic gets the burst command and not Lulu's. I would rather it be on the Mage Relic here, but it is what it is. So the next item here is Lulu's Robes, or BSB. Light armor, 17 magic, 112 defense and resistance, pretty similar to all other light armors we've seen in the game. Small boost to ice damage, always in effect. That is useful, we do appreciate that. A lot of Lulu's other soul breaks are ice based as well, so that will come in handy. The BSB here is your triple threat, 10 magic, ice, fire, and water attacks to 1 target, haste burst mode to the user, and unique to Lulu. So this will stack great with Tidus's new CSB, since you got 10 attacks and water is a effect on them that will team up nicely with that new Chain Soul Break. And your burst abilities here, very similar to Terra's BSB commands, Chaos Watera, and what is it, Chaos Thundara, I forget the second burst command. But Freezing Flame, 4 magic, ice, and fire attacks to 1 target. Freezing Water, 4 magic, ice, and water attacks to 1 target. If you are teaming up with the CSB with Tidus, you're going to want to just spam that second command there. Unfortunately, no delay removal, no bargains, but it is a good team comp relic here. It will team up nicely with some other moves, and it does some reasonable damage, 10 attacks, then 4 on each command, so I have one of her Super Soul Breaks already. I would not mind pulling her robes at all. Lulu is a fan favorite, definitely. So next up, again for Lulu, the Magician Mog. You have a Super Soul Break doll here, 82 attack, 125 magic, 63 mind. And small boost to ice damage again, so that's good, and as well it classifies as a ranged weapon. Not that you're going to want to be attacking with Lulu too often. Icy Smile, Super Soul Break, 4 magic ice attacks to all targets and temporarily infuse the user with the power of ice. This will go great with most of her other Super Soul Breaks, as well as her new BSB, to up its damage output a little bit there. So it is a strategic move. You want to use this one first and somehow maybe save up 2 Soul Break gauges, lead with this, and then use your BSB after it. Something along those lines. It is only 4 attacks, so it's not the greatest Super Soul Break, but the infusion of ice is the value in this relic here, just to make Lulu a little bit more powerful. And next up, Super Soul Break for Riku here, light armor, the thief costume, 17 attack, 114 defense and resistance, so they upped it by 2 compared to Lulu's light armor, but it loses any type of bonus effects as a trade-off. Not sure it's really worth it. Super Soul Break, Al Bed Brew, temporarily raise the attack and magic of all allies a moderate amount, and remove the delay from their actions for 2 turns. So it's not haste, but it is still a useful effect, definitely. It can replace haste because you get that from Yuna's Ultra Soul Break, for example, or maybe another source. So this is a Synergy Onion Knight buff replacer. Pretty useful if you are going for Sid missions or just, like I said, synergy situations. This will be a good replacement for other soul breaks that do the same thing. As well, if you have some of Riku's other soul breaks that are water-based, she can stack very well with the new chain soul break that Tidus has. Unfortunately though, none of those relics are on this banner, and this is her only one. Next up, we have Liquid Steel, the Warrior's Gloves for Pain here. 26 attack, 18 magic, 93 defense, and 89 resistance, and 19 mind. No bonus effects, and again, Super Soul Break Liquid Steel. 6 physical water attacks to one target, and temporarily infuse the user with the power of water. Another item that stacks great with Tidus's new Chain Soul Break, especially if you're synergying it up for Sid missions. So again, by itself, probably not the greatest Super Soul Break. The value again is in the infusion of the power of water and its stackability with the Chain Soul Break. Next up, we have an item that I already have 8-starred, the High Summoner's Robe for Braska. 0 attack, 17 magic, 87 defense, 133 resistance, 17 mind. Small boost to holy damage, which is interesting because Braska really doesn't do any holy damage unless you have him set up with special abilities. But he only has white magic 4, so probably more useful if somebody else is wearing this for synergy in terms of the bonus effect there. The Super Soul Break though, Summoner's Dream, reduce offensive magic casting time of all allies for 3 turns, temporarily raise their magic a moderate amount, and grant them major regen. This item does fit in very well in a niche summoning / black magic based party. You can stack this with Onion Knight buff and as well stack it with Hastega. So really good actually in terms of the effects. But just bringing it in your party, it's hard to fit in sometimes, so it's just kind of an above average item when all things are considered. So I like it, I have it, I use it rarely, but when I do use it, it is quite useful. It's just fitting it in is the main problem. But great stats on the robe itself, especially when you combine it and reforge it. Next up, another item for Braska here, the High Summoner's Staff. I as well already have this one also. 55 attack, 127 magic, 127 mind, and small boost to fire damage. That will, for Braska, come in handy because his Super Soul Breaks are fire based and he has much more usability doing black magic than holy damage. So Super Soul Break Wandering Flame, 7 summon, fire, and non-elemental attacks to one target, and infuse the user with the power of fire. Again on this Super Soul Break, the real value is the infusion of the power of fire. 7 attacks is not that bad though, and they're magic and non-elemental. So reasonably good Super Soul Break in a fire-oriented situation. I have used it before, and it does alright damage. Again though, not the most powerful or defining soul break in the game. Doesn't really give you a reason to say, I want to bring Braska, other than the fact he's a cool NPC you couldn't actually use in the game. But cool animation on it, I don't mind having it. Hopefully I don't draw a dupe of it. Now that is all the items on the banner here, so let's go ahead and knock out 100 gem draws, see if we get anything useful. I did have a Google Play gift card I was able to redeem, so I could probably swing 111 pull on this banner here. Again, unfortunately, I can't afford to whale, so if I get reamed with dupes, then it's just going to be a sad day. As well, I'm not going to spend any of my Mithril stores because we do have the Final Fantasy IV event, the 8 and the 5 event coming up soon. And I don't have enough budgeted to spend everywhere. So, I'm trying to think here. I could just save the gems for a future banner, but I do want Yuna's USB. So, let's just say screw it. Let's go for it. God, cross your fingers though. Really could use some luck here. My super lucky 25 half off draw was not very lucky. All I got was the Galith God Mode SSB. I was making a video for it, and then I just kind of botched the whole process. So, hopefully we have reasonable luck here. Okay, all I got was, well, I don't know what that is, actually. It could be the Chain Soul Break, it could be the USB. 1 out of 11, though. It's kind of rough. Ugh. So I'm just sort through some of the rubbish here. Okay, Yuna's USB. So, I am actually quite happy I got that. I wish I would have gotten something for Titus as well, but I'll be happy once I get Ace Striker off Titus. I'm this close to getting Ace Striker unlocked. All I gotta do is get the RNG roll for it, and I have it. So I'm actually happy with this. Not so happy with the 1 out of 11, but I did get the one item I said I wanted before I hit the button. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Relic Review. Again, always sub the channel and like the video if you want to help me out and help our community grow. As well, I have some other content bouncing around, like video games for console. I'm definitely buying the game The Surge. I'm going to be streaming that. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have great luck on your Relic pulls. Hope you get what you need, and have a good day. This is Nazarachi, and I will catch y'all next time. Deuces. Peace out, y'all.